bearded burbler, he's in his element. It's just like nature. It's what we're all about. Wagons ho! Have a look at that! Whoa! Just when they think it's safe to come out. Not an animal! Bang! I guess in the end, that's probably why we all go fishing. Warrnambool is the 5th largest regional centre in Victoria. It has an amazing maritime past with loads of charm and atmosphere. It's a great place to base yourself for all styles of fishing, whether it be surf, sea or river, with a fantastic array of species. And if you're looking for some warm and friendly accommodation, you can't go past Hopkins House Motel and Apartments. Tell Barry and Phil that Rex sent you. Folks, welcome to Warrnambool at the mouth of the Hopkins River in the Western District of Victoria. And with me today, a friend I haven't caught up with for over 2.5 decades, Stephen Theodore. Welcome to my show, Stephen.
Thanks, Rex. It's a pleasure to be here.
A little bit of water under the bridge since Stephen and I used to go hell for leather in the then VFL at the top of the footy scale. Him St Kilda, me Richmond, we were great foes, but off the field, we enjoyed each other's company.
We certainly did, Rex, yeah. We had fishing together. That was a big thing.
That is what it's all about, folks. Stephen has been a fisherman since he could walk, and so have I. But today, Stephen, you called us down and you said later on today there's a very, very good chance of a nice bream at the top of the river system on artificial fly.
Yeah, we should be able to pick up one this evening up there, Rex. Yeah, I'd like to have a go at that.
However, we're going to fill in a little bit of time, mate. 1979 since I've fished down here in the Australian Championships, and my wife and I did okay for the Victorian side. We're going to pump a few sandworms, and we're going to chew the fat a bit, folks. So for this show in its entirety, it's the grub, that's what he was known as, and the bearded burbler going fishing together. And before we go,
got the gear.
We should run a competition. Folks, what is this? Now, Stephen, what on earth is that?
Well, that's just a basic sieve, Rex. Very basic. I'm a very basic person.
Mate, I tell you what, that tyre has seen better days. We'll show you how it works, folks. But as I said, it's a bit of fun with a couple of old mates sharing a rod together. Come along. Great days when we played footy, weren't they? Yeah. Really, it's
special.
Yeah. Lynn and I have made lifelong friends.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure you have too.
Yeah.
Look at the wormholes there.
Yeah.
My goodness me.
Look at them here.
There's no shortage of them, is there?
Yeah, shouldn't be.
That is sensational.
Yeah, there he is.
There he is. That. Right. Oh, grubby. Folks, I've got an opportunity of getting onto any boat from 200 foot long to 10 foot long anywhere in the world and catching fish from 15 or 16 foot long to 5 or 6 inches. And yet I get so enthusiastic because I know so many people will benefit from a show like this. The pumps that we're using are made with an environmental aspect involved. There's no damage here. The sand goes back into the cavity that's created. The worms go through a sieve, all the sand goes back down, and you actually find that it's just like sort of thinning out vegetables like carrots and potatoes, that they grow even better. It's like grapes, you know what I mean, on a vine. So worming, it's just as important as the fishing. Oh, look at that grubby just picked it up. Oh, dear me. And that's only in about 7 foot of water, you know.
Just over the edge there.
Yeah, just over the edge. And, gee, that didn't take long, did it?
Nah.
I think it's an underweight brim, but I'm going to say it's a good suggestion that barometer is starting to go up. But I don't mind catching undersized fish. You know, I hear a lot of people complaining about, you know, oh, the undersized fish this and undersized fish that. But I reckon once you've got a bit of activity, you can get them up. That one there too, Grub. I think he's only a small one again. Oh, this is kindergarten playtime. This here, we might have to move in a minute. Look at that. But that's 2 year classes of brim, like that's last year's stock. Have a look at that.
Yeah, just a little fella.
So what we've got here, folks, now is a bit of a nursery time going here. Might have one more cast, and if I get another underweight, which is under the legal side of 26 centimetres, we'll just move 100 metres or so, because the brim tend to sort of hang around in schools. There's just not enough action for the worms that we've got and the fish that we've seen on the sounder. I think we might actually have a move, Grub. But folks, that's what fishing's about, finding the fish. And we'll be back after the break on Rex Hunt Fishing Adventures. That's a better fish. There was no good staying where those small ones were, was it?
No, no.
That's almost instantaneous. That is a size brim.
Better?
That is nice fish. So there's a lesson for you, folks. It's no good being where the big fish ain't. We were around the kindergarten playtime. And the grub, he put a worm in front of a fish and it went bang. So it's a good lesson. If you're not where the fish are, move. You don't have to move far, but then you get into some nice Hopkins River brim.
Got a pair of pliers there,
I
Rick?
certainly have got a pair of pliers there,
Thanks,
Grub.
mate.
You know not to use your teeth, do you? You still got your own teeth?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic, mate. Well, folks, Stephen Theodore was a better than average league footballer in the glory days of the Victorian Football League, which is now the Australian Football League. And a lot of you people in the northern states of Australia and in the northern hemisphere don't know a lot about our football. But it was pretty tough and pretty rough. And Stephen Theodore, he played in a game that I played in 1971. We delved deep and dark into the archives of Channel 7 football footage. We've come up with a couple of gems. This is Stephen Theodore in action, and the bloke wearing number 5 for Richmond with hair, I'll let you work out who that is, folks.
Moran will be shoulder to shoulder all day. Stewart tries a right footer, which is strange. Out wide it goes, and here's a chance now for a kick up the ground by Hunt. Down he goes, booted down fair towards centre wing position, and Hunt is down and stays down. Over the line it goes out of bounds on half forward flank. Rex Hunt is groggy. That's him in camera.
He was wide open at the time when he got that boat. Wide open.
It's little Theodore, who was the man who ran into him accidentally on purpose.
What about that, Grub? A bit of black and white footage, mate. We had to look long and hard for that.
Makes you look pretty old when it's black and white, doesn't it?
As a young kid, I suppose it was just huge for you as an 18-year-old to come from the country area of the Western District and head into the big smoke to one of the football clubs that were really, really going places in those days. They just won their first flag and Alan Jeans was coaching. Must have been almost overawing.
Yeah, it was really. We went down there as an 18-year-old Rex, and some of the blokes that you'd watched play footy for years, all of a sudden you were getting changed with them. It was pretty different, all right, I can tell you.
Yeah, I found the same, you know, at Richmond, getting changed with the likes of the blokes you'd hear on the radio and see on the television, and yeah. So they were fantastic days, mate. Now we're just a couple of old daggy fishermen.
Yeah. There's a few more days left, hopefully.
Let's hope so.
Yep.
Grub, you are absolutely killing them.
That's the old black queen, Rex.
The Black Queen.
Agate
Don't ride in,
eyes.
folks.
Agate eyes.
Now that rod there, the Black Queen, has got to be older than me, mate. 1968. Isn't that just beautiful? You see, we've had another move again, and he is a 27 centimetre fish. He's a centimetre above size. Look at that, Grub.
Yeah.
You are a hero, mate.
No, the black queen's a hero, mate.
You're enjoying this, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is good.
Yeah, a lot of fly fishermen sometimes forget where they came from, but you can go to the surf, you can catch a bream, you can go fly fisherman, you can sort of just kissed it there too. How about that? We might get Grub Theodore's fishing adventures soon on this particular show. You just love fishing, don't you?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it is good. Well, if the fish that showed up on that sounder are here, it should be almost instantaneous.
Hopefully, Rex, hopefully.
Well, it doesn't always work like that, folks, but this little portable sounder has showed up the bottom and then some fish on it, and what do you know? Oh, he took it, Grub, and he took
Got
it
him?
well too. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got him all right.
Better one?
Well, he's bigger than the ones that you've been sending across to me, mate. I tell you what, he's bigger than those particular ones. But it was just a matter of time, wasn't
Yeah.
it? It's just, it's an amazing fishery, and yet it is just nothing different than anywhere in Australia. If you find the fish, and have a look at that. That's fantastic. We've just lost our connection to our pole. But this is a very, very, very nice fish. There is no doubt about that. Have a look at that. Now that is a nice fish, Grub.
That's
Look at that.
better, yeah, that's better.
That is better. Now,
What have you done there?
I don't know. He's got the line over the top of his pectoral fin. And to me, well, I've been brim fishing. I started off in the Carrum and Mordialloc creeks in 1958, mate. To me, that's what fishing's all about.
Nice fish,
A
yep.
female, she's full of eggs. She's a good 800 grams. And to me, folks, that's what it's all about. I'm glad to actually get on the board because the Grub, you're making me look like a bit of a fool, mate. Look at that. We'll give her a kiss of life.
Nice fish.
And let's hope that she just produces plenty of more brim. Come on now. This is amazing. Usually with the worms, they just go gulp. It's like me with an ice cream or a jelly baby, folks. It is just incredible. Grub. He breathed on that thing. I tell you what, it's quite amazing that my cameraman Noel Jones, he's got to have 3 or 4 different lenses for these rods, because have a look at that. That is 10 feet and half a foot, 10'6" in the old scale. But it's like the old Black Queen, you know what I mean? It was a big sort of rod ahead of its time, Grub, you know what I mean? A solid rod, but
Yep.
I reckon you've got to have a big solid whippy rod to control these fish. Now, come here. We got.
Yes.
So there you are. Look, there's plenty of algae here, plenty of weed, but have a look at that fish, Grubby boy.
They're great fish, Rex. Yeah, ripper.
Now that hook is just in the side of his jaw, and I just can't get it out. So what I'll do, hope my dentist didn't see that, I'll bite off the hook and I'll thread it through the other way just like that, pull the hook out just like that, and I can tell you now that this fish is just going to continue on in his beautiful life. And believe it or not, this fish is between 12 and 15 years of age. They only grow about an inch in the old scale each year. And to my mind, well, 750, 800 grams are the best fighting fish in the estuarine systems of Western Victoria. There you go, mate. Go forth and multiply. And I mean that in the nicest way. So folks, it's pretty obvious that it's almost to the evening stage of our day. And I hope you really captured the flavour of what the grub and I did. Two mates, haven't seen each other for any amount of time, for 25 years, went down, pumped some worms, just sat around chewing the fat and caught a nice feed of bream. But the grub, since I played against and with him in the VFL, has become a very keen fly fisherman. So we couldn't go home without getting the magic wand out and giving it a go. A lot of you will be aware that soft plastics have taken off in Australia, and those viewing through United Kingdom and the USA will know that you've been into these soft rubber baits for many, many years. So we just thought we might try and set up just a little segment for you to show that you don't need to go and pump worms if you're just strapped for time. And the grub will make me look like the ordinary fly caster I am, so he can wave the magic wand and, excuse the expression folks, I'll use soft rubbers. Thank you very much.
Yes, got him, Rex.
Oh, grub. You absolute beauty, mate.
About time.
You reckon it might have been the same fish that you said knocked you a minute or two ago?
Could have been, I think, yeah.
Well, what's in fly fishing for you, mate?
Oh, it's more of a satisfaction. I think, Rex, I reckon it's one of the best adrenaline sports I've ever been in.
Is it
There
really?
you are, yeah. I know it's a pretty big statement, but you know, just the amount of adrenaline that runs through your body when you're fly fishing, when you actually hook up on that, it is fantastic.
This is a very, very nice fish. Come here, mate.
Look at that, beautiful.
Isn't that a beautiful
Yep.
looking fish? A
Nice.
male fish in the prime of its life. My goodness gracious me. And he was in there in the shallows.
Yeah. Just a
Look
good
at
way,
that, folks.
good way to finish. Hey?
Hey, mate, you actually read the script, did you? A bit of a peck. And, mate, I tell you what, you watch him go. Folks, I can tell you now, what, 1971, you tried to actually take my cranium off the top of my shoulders before 118,000 witnesses. And all these years down the track, mate, over 30 years down the track, we share a common love of football back then, we share a common love of fishing, mate.